What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Grasso versus Araujo. Predictions, breakdown here, guys, real quick. I've been really busy here, guys. Busy like a bee. But, you know what I mean? I still get the fight cards out. You know, you gotta keep grinding. You gotta stay grinding. Never give up, man. No matter what you do, never give up. Even if you feel like giving up, don't. Keep on flowing, man. Keep on pushing. Importantly, keep on moving. All right. 11 fights in this card here, guys. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel. Also, check out my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions. And also, you can leave a donation to my PayPal account. All right. Let's get into this real quick, guys. Knock this out. First fight here, we got Michael Jackson. Not that Michael Jackson, though. Versus Piera Rodríguez. Man. I'm going to be honest with you guys on a lot of these fights, like I usually do. Always. Michael Jackson here, Mike Jackson, he has hands. You know, he got a little boxing here and there. But he's hittable, chin kind of high. You know, he likes the corner a lot. He will move off center line with his body, but his head is like straight up, man. His last fight here, he was going to lose that fight, basically. But then Barry kicked him in the groin. I poked him. And he won by disqualification. So Jackson won the fight, and he was a big underdog. So fights like this, man, honestly, I would probably just fade it, to be honest with you. His opponent here, Piera Rodríguez, seems to have heavy hands. You know, he wants to strike, come forward. I mean, this fight here you could fade, guys, to be honest, man. I mean, the guy that I have here winning is Piera Rodríguez, but again, anything is possible here, man. I mean, I'm not confident in this play at all, and there's a fight that I said you could fade. I'm going to go with Piera Rodríguez here. I'm going to say Piera Rodríguez by first round KO TKO. I'm not confident, and it's a fight you could fade, guys. All right. Next fight here, we got CJ Vergara versus Tatsuro Taira. CJ here wants to strike, not bad guy here. Can get taken down, will also look for the takedown. He's a pretty well-rounded guy here. But there's holes, you know, I mean, he can get a hit with shots. He's kind of hittable, man. So you can catch him here and there, you can take him down, right? His opponent here, Tatsuro. Tatsuro is actually a good prospect here, man. He's a young kid, though, but he's a good prospect, man. He's pretty well-rounded in every department. Don't really see no holes in this guy, man. Striking looks pretty good. Counter strikes, he fights long. He does a lot of combination, mixes the punches with the kicks with the punches, his takedowns, his submission games, his scrambles. Yeah, everything is pretty much looks good in this kid, man. I mean, the only thing here is that if you look at CJ may be a little more experienced in a kind of way. As far as that competition, as far as the guys he has fought, because you know this kid here is mostly out of Shooto Okinawa, right? So mostly Japan here, but mostly all his fights, other than this fight here in the UFC against Carlos Condoloro, which Carlos is a pretty good fighter. Yeah, so that's probably the only difference there. He has a lot of fights and amateurs, you can see. But like I said, the only difference there is CJ could bring the experience. But I'm like, you know, Tatsuro, did I say that right? Tatsuro. I feel like he's just well-rounded, man. This kid is pretty good. Again, the experience from CJ could play a difference, so be careful in this fight here. I'm not confident in this pick, guys. I'll pick Tatsuro here by submission in the first round, but not confident because CJ with experience, he could pull off a win. Okay, be careful. Next fight, we got Piera Rodríguez versus Sam Hux. Piera here is pretty well rounded. Will strike heavy-handed. Can get taken down, but will get back to the foot, and she will also look for the takedowns. Her opponent here, Hughes. Hughes is hittable, man. Her head is straight up, but she's heavy with the hands, but her head is straight up, and she just takes a lot of hit. Head don't leave center line. She's been pushing a lot of takedowns lately, and she's been getting them. But against Rodríguez here, I just feel Rodríguez could stop the takedowns. From what I see, she will also go for takedowns. And what I see she did in her last fight against Kay Henson. Kay Henson was going for takedowns, and what she did, she countered now. Instead of letting Kay dictate the pace and go for takedowns, she went ahead and got the takedowns. So that's a good way to defend against takedowns, is to actually go for the takedowns. If the person keep taking you down, you're gonna initiate that now. So you can say, okay, you keep taking me down, you come out and go for a takedown quickly, and you could change the pace of the fight. The only thing about this fight, though, it could be a strength difference here, and Hughes could be a little physically strong. It could play a factor. Mental trigger the physical too, so it's mostly the mental strength there, but I goes to the physical. But man, I'm going to go for Piera Rodríguez here, but still be careful. Like I said, it could be a strength factor from Hughes, and if Hughes can muscle her and hold her down, then she could win the fight by decision. But from what I see from Piera Rodríguez, her takedown defense is not bad, and she will also initiate takedowns, and she will scramble back to her foot. Okay, but I'm going to go with Piera Rodríguez. I'm going to say Piera Rodríguez by decision, guys. I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Joanderson Brito versus Lucas Alexander. Brito here is pretty well rounded guy, man. He will look for the submission on you, and he's very heavy-handed. He got a big win over Andre Fili here, right? His opponent here, Lucas, I think he's making his debut here. But I see from Lucas, seems kind of greenish there. Very explosive guy, but he's wild, man. And like I said, he seems kind of green, and yeah, he can get submitted. From what I see, he can get him you can get him with basically a rear naked choke. Also, I see him get caught in some leg locks there, heel hooks, but I don't think he got submitted by it. But he just seemed like he can get submitted, which he did. I believe he got submitted twice against Brito here. Brito's going to come out the gate straight. Give me a smaller cage too. He's going to get a submission on him. So I'm going to go with Brito here. I'm going to say Brito by submission. First round, and I'm confident with that. So Joanderson submission first round, guys. Next fight, we got Nick Maximov versus Jacob Malkoun. Nick Maximov here, he got submitted real quick here against Andre Pascali. But Maximov is known for the submission games, man. But his striking look kind of suspect. I mean, he's hittable, especially against, you can pop him up with some jabs there. But he will look for the submission, though. Against Jacob, though, man. Jacob against his last fight there against Brandon Allen, man. I felt Jacob kind of won that fight, man. I felt Jacob controlled. I felt Jacob got at least 2 rounds, possibly even 3. I would give him like 2 rounds, man. I feel Jacob did a good job in that fight, man. He controlled the pace. He took the fight to the ground. He was even hitting Brandon with jabs. I'm liking Jacob in this one. I feel Jacob is just a more well-rounded guy here. But I said Nick Maximov will look for the submissions. But Jacob wrestling, just scrambling is not bad, man. But again, he can get, you can get caught. And like I said, Maximov is good with submission. So if he leaves his neck out there, he could get a guillotine choke by Maximov. But I'm liking Jacob here. I feel Jacob is just a more well-rounded guy. And yeah, he push a higher pace, and he seems more better in the cardio conditioning part here. And even the striking. Like I said, Jacob is more well-rounded. So I'm going to go with Jacob here by decision, guys. I'm not confident, though, because, again, if he's shooting for takedown, which he wrestles, shoot for takedown, then Maximov catch him in the guillotine, then it's over. So I'm not too confident, but Jacob by decision. Next fight here, guys. We have Rafael Sancho versus Victor Henry. Short and sweet here, man. What I'm seeing from Rafael here, man, or Rafael, he's slowed down a lot. He's not the same fighter anymore. That speed is not there anymore that he used to have. The explosiveness is not there anymore. The quickness is not there anymore, right? And he's more hittable because the speed is not there. Timing, you don't see the punches coming as fast as he used to. He's not quick enough to move out of the way. So he's hittable, and his techniques are not firing like he used to. He's not as quick. And because this was a guy here that used to counter a lot, and he used to he had similar to like a Machido kind of vibe to him, like Stephen Thompson. You look for openings and then pop, but he doesn't have the speed anymore on him, right? His opponent here, though, Henry. Victor Henry is a grinder, man. I got 2 words, man. Ronnie Barcelos, man. I mean, to beat Ronnie Barcelos, that's not easy. And he was making his debut, and he beat Ronnie Barcelos in his debut. Ronnie Barcelos is a tough guy to beat, man. And he pieced him up. He actually hurt him in the fight. He almost finished him. Yeah, man, I got Henry all the way here, and I'm confident in this play. I just feel Henry is just more durable guy here, a quicker fighter, and he shows that he's durable. He never been finished. He's gonna come straight out the gate. I'm going with Henry. I'm gonna say Henry by KO TKO first round, guys, and I'm confident. Next fight here, we got Mana Martinez versus Brandon Davis. A second here, guys. Mana Martinez. Mana Martinez here. Yeah, I mean, he has power in his hands, but whenever he can't get it off, tends to get taken down and get control in the fight. And he looks kind of lost in the fight. You know, I mean, it takes a while to, I guess, to get started. You know, against Ronnie Lawrence, he hurt him in the third round, but it took a while for him. Possibly could be a slow fighter, but against Brandon Davis here, man. Brandon Davis is a veteran, man. You know, he lost against Batagrilldano, but Batagrilldano is not an easy fight. You know, and you know, even though he lost against Tsarukyan, but you know, he's a 2-fight losing streak. But I mean, he's a guy that was just knocking out everybody. So I mean, against Brandon Davis, I just feel Brandon Davis is a more seasoned fighter, is a more experienced guy here. You know, I feel Brandon Davis can take this fight anywhere. He can take it to the ground. He can stand up with this guy here. You know, he can take this fight anywhere you want to take it. But Brandon Davis is also hateable, and Mana is also hateable too. So, but this is a tough one here, guys, man. I mean, can Mana win the fight? Yeah, I mean, he's heavy-handed. If he comes over the top and catches Davis, he could knock him out. But I'm going to go with Davis here, man. I'm going to say Davis by submission in the second round, guys. But I'm not confident in this one at all, man. All right. Next fight here, guys. We got Misha Chernoff versus Alonzo Menifield. My bad, guys. All right. Misha Chernoff here, man. Honestly, man, he would look for submission. He's an experienced guy here, man. But, man, he's not durable and you can't trust him. And he will fade in the fight. Bad. After first round, he will fade, man. This guy is just, I mean, like I said, I'm here to bet on the fights, give my prediction. I'm not here to hate on nobody. It's all love at the end of the day. Just have to see what I have to say, but you know, I have to explain. But he will fade. You know, it's not a guy that you can really trust to pull off a win here. I mean, Alonzo Menifield here, you know, it's a heavy hitter. You know, he will look to take you down. He will also gas out, but I just feel Menifield, you could trust us a little bit more. Even though Menifield could also fade and just start being in the back foot, and Misha could take him down, maybe submit him, ground and pound him. It's possible, man, but I just feel Alonzo will have a better chance of carrying this fight. So I'm going to go with Alonzo here. I'm going to say Alonzo by KO TKO in the first round, but I'm not confident, guys. All right? A lot of fights here are kind of, you have to be careful of, man, especially this fight here. Because, again, even though Misha hasn't been looking good, you know, Alonzo doesn't have the experience like what Misha have. And Misha come in here and then submit him. It's possible. But just, man, it's just... When was the last time Misha submit somebody? I believe it was Jimmy Kraut. 2019 with a pavilion necktie. It's possible, man. But I just feel that Alonzo Menifield is athletic, he's quick, you know, he has punching power, you know, he can sprawl, you know, he can go for takedowns too. So yeah, I'll go with Alonzo by KO TKO first round. I'm not confident. Next fight we got Duško Todorović versus Jordan Wright. Man, it's the next one here, guys, that you can fade too, man. I mean, Duško and Jordan Wright, they kind of seem kind of similar here, but I feel Duško's a little more experienced and Duško is a little more well-rounded. With Jordan Wright, he seems more to sprint out and then use his kicks mostly. He can punch with his hands, but he's not really a boxer like that. He can't keep a pace. You know what I'm saying? He will break under the pressure. If somebody can box with him, he will fade. Possibly even get knocked out. Right, with Duško here, Duško will carry the fight. You know, he will clinch up, go for takedowns. He will keep on you. You know, he will keep the pace on you. You know what I mean? And then he won't fade out so bad. But Jordan Wright, man, once he can get the knockout real quick, then he breaks under pressure. Like, he doesn't look good. So this is the next fight where you could fade here, guys. But I'm gonna go with Duško here. I'm gonna say Duško by KO TKO in the first round, guys. I'm not confident, man. Yeah, Next fighter, we got co-main event. We got Jonathan Martinez versus Cub Swanson. It's a pretty good fight here. Martinez is a pretty good striker, man. You know, he's a good prospect. His ground game doesn't look bad. You know, the guy's pretty well rounded. You know, very technical kid. You know, he's counter strike you, he move forward on you. Not much pressure all the time, but you know, he will come in every once in a while and land some shots. But he looks like, you know, look for the openings. Cub Swanson here, man. You know Cub Swanson from way back, WEC way back. Guy's a veteran, man. Legend, you want to say. He dropped on the 135 because his fight's going to be at 135. He was fighting at 145 from before. Probably this fight here, man. You know, with Martinez can strike. So I mean, that's not about this fight. That Martinez can strike. You know, Martinez has a ground game. You know, Cub can strike too, but Martinez is going to be there, and he can move out the way. He can counter. He can land his techniques. He can set up from the outside. He can mix up the punch with the kicks. He can even look for submission too. So it's a fight where, you know, Swanson could win this fight, but the durability from Swanson, once he fights guys who are durable and who can let the hands go, he may not do as well, man. So I'm gonna go with Martinez here, man, because like I said, with Martinez, he has the tools, mentally and physically. So I'm gonna go with Martinez here. I'm gonna say Martinez by decision. And I'm not confident because I'm not gonna count out Cub Swanson because, you know, the guy is a legend and very experienced guy, man, and he has the tools to also win. But again, when he's fighting guys who can throw punches and kicks like how he can, he doesn't do as well now, and that's fine. You know, that's just how it is. All right, main fight in the card, we got Alexa Grasso versus Viviane Araujo. Grasso here has improved, man. She took some time off of her last loss here, and she came back with a pretty good ground game, even pulling off some submissions. Even scrambling better, and better takedown defense. Her boxing has always been there, so that, the striking is good. Her opponent, Araujo, Araujo has hands too, pretty heavy-handed and kicks, with pressure forward, very aggressive. Will also look for the ground, but when she's fighting people who can strike, I notice, they have the ability to let the hands go. She will sometimes fade out in the fight. You know, she will sometimes fade because then she has to really be on her P's and Q's in there. Because with Araujo, she has to be not with Araujo, with Grasso, she has to be on her P's and Q's because hands are going to be flying and Grasso can box. So she may have to be doing more. And whenever she starts to do more, she starts to fade. The gas tank not there, right? I'm liking Grasso here. I'm going to say Grasso by decision, guys. And I'm confident in this play, all right? Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. Let's see what we're working with here, man. Let's see what we got. Mike Jackson, Piera Rodríguez again. Mike Jackson is a massive underdog. Man, I would say fade the fight. Go under or fade it. Dog or pass. Dog or pass, man. But just don't play too much. Because like I said, Pete's supposed to can win. But, you know, anything can happen in this game, man. So, guy could get poked in the eye, get kicked in the nuts, and he win the fight. Alright? So be careful. The odds are kind of high. Like I said, fade it. To me, this fight is just, I don't know. Just fade it, man. Or under. CJ and Tatsuro. I know I mispronounced that. Tatsuro, man, I want to say it's too high, but the kid is super skilled, man. But CJ is pretty experienced, man. I would say be careful with it, though, man. Because like I said, you know, I'm not confident in it. You know what I'm saying? Because we see fights like this where the guy's undefeated and then, you know, you have a guy like CJ who's supposed to lose, right? But the fact that he has experience, fought tough competition, come in here and beat a guy like Teixeira, who's a good veteran. Not a good veteran, but a good prospect, I want to say. Yeah, I would say Teixeira, he can be favorite, but maybe like fight is close, man. This should be a close fight. Because just experience from CJ. And be careful with this one, guys. Pierre Rodriguez and Sam Hux. Rodriguez, 165, 160. Honestly, I don't disagree with this fight here, man. But still, there's a factor of Hughes, the mental strength, the physical. So it could be a slight even fight, close to even. But I still have Rodriguez as favorite. So still be careful. A lot of high odds in this card. Brito and Lucas Alexander. Brito at 300. Honestly, man, this is a confident play for me. I can't disagree with that. I see him just submitting him real quick, in my opinion. Could be wrong though, but yeah, I'm liking Brito here. So the odds don't look too bad, but you know, play at your own risk. Jacob Malkoun and Nick Maximov, even fight. They slightly have Nick as a favorite here. I like him, Malkoun. Yeah, so it's even fight, kind of, like I said, Nick is a slight favorite. So play at your own risk. Davis and Mano Martinez. Damn, I got Mano Martinez at 150, 160. What the hell? I disagree with that, man. I'm liking Davis for this. Yeah, I'm liking Davis for this fight, guys. Yeah, man, the odds on this is off. If it's anything, this fight should be an even fight. Should be no Martinez at 150, 165, man. I disagree with that, man. So play at your own risk, but I'm going with Davis. Victor Henry and Rafael Ashono. Yeah, Victor at 400. This is a confident play for me, man. I really think Victor should win this fight. From what I see from Ronnie Barcelos fight, he should beat Rafael, you know, pretty easily, in my opinion. That kind of a straightforward fight here. So I don't disagree with the odds on that one. Alonzo Menifield and Misha Chernoff. Alonzo at 195. I think Alonzo is a little bit too high. This is a more closer fight, man. Because like I said, Misha is experienced, man. So I would probably put it like, I would give Alonzo the edge, maybe like 150, 140, but very, very close fight. So still be careful, guys. Duško Todorović and Jordan Wright. It's the next fight here, man. The Duško, yeah, favorite. I mean, I have Duško winning, but man, if Jordan Wright come in here and just sprint across, just does what he does and land off a punch or kick real quick, he can finish the fight real fast by sprinting. Then he can get the win real quick, you know, if he's able to do that. And we see Duško can't get hurt too. So I be careful. I will put this fight as an even fight, guys. I put this fight as even, man. So be careful with it, guys. All right. Swanson and Jonathan Martinez. You got John Martinez as negative 220, 215 here. I would say that Martinez is. I would put Martinez as favorite, but I wouldn't sleep on Cub though, you know, because Cub's shown that he's a veteran. The guy is a veteran. He shows that he can win fights still. But Jonathan Martinez can strike. He can move out the way. He got defense. You know, he got power in his striking. You know, whatever Cub can do, Jonathan can do it too. But I feel Jonathan at this moment does it better. So I wouldn't say Martinez shouldn't be a favorite. Maybe a smaller favorite. You know what I mean? But yeah, probably like 180 or something like that, or 170. But still be careful. I wouldn't sleep on Cub though. But I feel Martinez should win this fight. Alex Grasso and Vivian Araujo. Grasso is 200. Man. I have Alexa winning, but yeah, man. I wouldn't put her so high though. Because Vivian Araujo is not a bad fighter. And she can throw hands too, and she got ground game too. But she will fade though, especially fighting somebody who can strike. She could have the strength advantage in this fight too, so be careful. I'll put Alexa as a little lower, guys. Whenever I see the odds in this, I feel like that Alexa is just too high. I would go maybe like, man, I would go like 150, kind of close. Kind of match up. I say it's kind of close, guys. But I put Alexa as a little favorite, but very close. So be very careful with this one, guys. All right. So those are my odd breakdown there, guys. One love out to everybody. You guys subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna drop the face-offs on my Patreon account in a little bit, so you guys can check that out. You guys can subscribe to my Patreon account too, and also you can check out my PayPal and donate. Kind of help out the channel so I can do this more full time. And one love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking and os.